Hey everybody, I'm back. We're playing 20 minutes till dawn. I think I won 2 runs on stream today. I know, it seems unfathomable. Maybe I only won 1, now that I think about it. But I've been having a great time playing it. I hope you've been having a good time watching it. We could unlock the last character. There's been a run I've been meaning to try, and by meaning to try, I mean chat told me to try it. It's Abby, so you right-click and shoot all of your remaining ammo in random directions. And then the bat gun, which makes it so that basically the bats are bullets and summons, but also the big thing is they home in. So really, it doesn't really matter if you shoot it in a random direction. I feel like you could just pretty much keep the tornado going at all times, and you're relatively happy about the way that that looks for you. It seems like an interesting strategy to try. I can still move while I eat the ammo. That seems, you know, it saves me a few clicks. Let's put it that way. You've heard of saving a click? Well, this is ridiculous. Anyway. I mean, now I'm like, you know what? I was gonna say maybe we have no reason to do that instead of just using our normal fire rate, because that also allows us to aim. But I actually think it shoots a lot faster to do that. So let's see, what do we want here? Fire rate increase, pyro mage, your bullets can inflict burn, more HP, magnetism. I'm gonna try to do it, man. I'm gonna try to do the dragon egg. I've managed, basically, if you haven't seen me play with the dragon egg before, there's a little show called Game of Thrones I'd like to reference here. These are Khaleesi's golden eggs, okay? We gotta get Drogon to appear. I mean, Drogon. You ever get Game of Thrones confused with the Rocky Balboa franchise, or is that just me? Anyway, it takes 3 minutes for it to pop out of the egg, but you can get upgrades that make the dragon get stronger even while it's still in its shell. Now, unfortunately, none of those exist for us right here, but that's okay. I think we don't ever... what I've learned from playing more of this game, bullet damage down can be a serious trap. We gotta be mighty careful with that. What we might want to do instead is just take fire rate up and hope that that does increase our fire rate even when using our right click. I've hatched a few dragons in my life, and I've even had them hatch out of the egg inside of the game as well. However, I've never really had a run where I was like, oh, thank God we had that dragon. It really saved us. Life was good. I also forgot to tell you, the reason I have a holy shield is because I start with one now as one of my talent perks, which just seemed like a great thing to buy when I was taking it every time anyway. And normally I inhibit myself and I say something ridiculous like, oh, I don't want to take a permanent upgrade that's that good. Because it seems like it's kind of, some people might say resin. I might inhibit my own ability to enjoy the game just out of some sense of machismo, one might say. But honestly, I played for stream, or played for like 3 hours on stream today and won 2 runs. So I felt like this is more like a situation where we need all the help we can get. Okay, what do we want here? If you take the ghost, it does improve summon damage and attack speed. It improves summon attack speed, which helps our dragon, but it also helps our bats, because our bats scale with summon damage and regular damage. So I think that this is fine. I also think it would be very good to take the, I think it's called light weaponry. It summons a magic dagger that does damage equal to your weapon damage. But the real meat and potatoes is like the second upgrade in the upgrade tree is summon damage plus 40%. And because your bats count as summons, then that's 40% damage up to the things that you're shooting as well, which is good. Hey, how about magic lens? All bullets that pass through it get 30% damage in size, and that's increased by our summon damage. But then there's another part of me that says, you know what? Bullet bounce seems... oh, never mind. We want light weaponry. I do think bullet bounce is good, though, because bouncing is basically like 1 piercing. So with our bats... don't touch me! With our bats, basically like, you know, immolating as soon as they touch one enemy, we would love for them to have some form of piercing, but we got a ways to go until that's gonna happen, right? For now, I would say, let's get bullet damage plus 25%. The theme of my stream today, when I played so much of this game, which, by the way, I'm having a great time with, I'm dead, It's another theme that was pretty common, is the theme of I'm dead. I know that I want Age Dragon, but I also want summon damage plus 40%, so that we're actually, like, doing some serious work. Okay, now this looks a little bit better to me. The theme was, I was willing to give up bullet damage for so many different things, and summon damage, of course, for so many different things as well, and that sometimes in the early game was okay, and then in the late game I got destroyed because I couldn't kill a single enemy. So I think, even at the expense of our fire rate here, prioritizing bullet damage so we can actually kill enemies is something that's like high on my list of things that are advantageous. Who would have thought in a roguelite, like, damage would actually have some importance? Well, here we are. He's finally learned, maybe. So I'm basically just, pardon me, just walking, just right-clicking. Our dragon is hatched. I would love to get the dragon upgrades out there. Here's my philosophy on the dragon right now, okay? And it's strange. Because you saw that I had an option to take a dragon earlier. A dragon upgrade, I should say, earlier, and I neglected it. Well, wouldn't you want to take it as early as possible? Yes, unless it's okay for your dragon to miss one scale or two scales in order to give you something that gives you a better chance of success, which is what I thought we had happen there. You know, I look at it like a moth in Super Auto Pets. You don't need 4 moths to get peak moth efficiency. You just need to create a situation where your front unit, hopefully 2-for-1s. So, maybe like 2 moths is the right way to go. So I don't necessarily like rush for the dragon, but of course the earlier you get this, the better it is. 10% extra attack speed per 60 seconds is pretty good. I also want more HP, and one of the reasons I want more HP is to have more HP. Another reason I want more HP is because further down the HP tech tree is, save me, is an option to regen 1 HP every 90 seconds. Now, I have, I think, lost the run with that active, embarrassingly enough, but it's still very good. It still could keep us going. But either way, you know what? We're going Super Dragon here. I also think Splinter is really good, because Splinter, it's gonna have, when enemies die, they will explode into bats, and the bats will home in on other enemies. So it's a form of crowd control. The bats are not gonna do that much damage, but you know what? That's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna die. It's not okay. I just wanted to get the chest, man. Is that so wrong? Come on, there's gonna be experience in there. Give me HP, 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 no HP. I would like to have my bullets deal more damage, proportional to our dragon's bullets as well, or gaining that proportion from our dragon's bullets. My chest, please. Increase move speed and reload rate by 35% after reloading. Okay, we got our shield back. That's like maybe the most important thing for our moment-to-moment survival. Now I'm like, dude, you know what would actually... Oh no, it's boss number 2 already. You know what would actually go hard, and feel free to screenshot, is if we could get our reload rate to be as fast as possible. Okay, couple of things. Magic Scythe summons a scythe that orbits around us that deals as much damage as our bullets. I like it for a couple of reasons. A big one is, since we're just doing the yeet all your ammo trick here, which again might not be the right way to approach it, but it's how I've been approaching it so far. Okay, my shield, my streamer, I'm dead. Yeah, all that stuff I said, never mind it. Okay, let's roll this again, okay? I've really had a hard time making any of the characters except for like high HP and reroll character work. And it's my own cross to bear, okay? But I do also want to say, in my own defense, and this is my own self-interest talking, but in my own defense, we're playing on Ascension 4 now, you know? Every Ascension level thus far, I think, has made enemies have more HP. So that's why I think, like, the damage scaling factor is, like, so relevant here. So we're gonna keep trying to make this work. I still feel like this I mean, I tried probably like 5 runs with this gun today and a different character that didn't work. I'm being very stubborn right now, I'll admit, in trying to make this character work. There's no way we don't want the light weapon. Because, look at, dude, that's, you want the light weapon first. Look at what this is doing for us. Lord, I've seen what you've done for others, and I want this for myself. It's actually allowing us to not have to just strafe backwards for 10 minutes to start the game. What else you got for me? I'm sorry to tell you this. I really don't feel like the dragon egg is what I'm looking for, man. I'm sorry. I am. I'm sorry, okay? What I do feel is that damage is always... I think there's a few things here. Sure, Ghost Friend as well. I'll tell you something that, you know, it might be an uncomfortable truth, that as I see it at least. Not every roguelite benefits you to just feed synergy 100%. Like in Isaac, you don't feed synergy to win. You get damage, you get HP, and you win. And if you get tier synergies, you go, this is nice. So I think this game's a little bit more mathematical. Like there's like damage checks, which don't really exist as much in Isaac. I will take the 40% extra damage bonus, though. I mean, come on. So I do think synergies, right? I'm a fool. It seems like they're more important in this than in a game like Isaac, but still, I think you gotta sample a little from a bunch of different baskets. I think you gotta sample a little from the summon basket. You gotta sample a little elemental sometime, a little damage sometimes. Let me get even better damage, because I think that scales not only the bats but also the knife. Because the bats get scaled off of summon and bullet damage. I mean, we're going... This is fast. It's going very well. How about a little piercing? It's exactly what we asked for. Okay, just raw damage build so far appears to be doing some incredible work. I'm gaining experience faster than I know what to do with. I did think about going for some raw HP as well. It's nice to be able to yeet the whole clip, but also, like, move at full speed while you're yeeting. It seems like a fair trade-off for not being able to aim, really. Okay, now this is an important one. I definitely think... Because what's the final one here? Reload rate increases by 5% for every enemy killed? Yeah. Let me get the faster reload rate, because it seems to be... For me, I would say more important than our fire rate right now. I know it seems like it because reloading doesn't kill enemies, but considering reloading allows us to fire our whole clip, it kind of does kill enemies. For such an easy game to understand, it has been... There's been a learning curve. If you thought that you could come into this after playing Vampire Survivors and just be like, I'm gonna mainline, you know, 25 wins in a row and, you know, get all the achievements, best of luck to you. I don't think it's good. It's not how it's going for me. I want to improve our shield rate. I know we don't even have a shield active right now, so it seems like an extreme waste. But I want to improve my shield right now, because that allows us to get to the final upgrade in the shield tree. And the final upgrade in the shield tree is the shield recharges every minute instead of every 2 minutes, which seems to me to be like almost essential when you've seen how much damage I take. Very, very critical to my overall chances for success. Okay, let's shoot for a second, because I want to clear a path. Obviously, I want to kill the boss, or the elite, or whatever, and there's our shield back, which gives us much better reload rate. Splinter might be great for crowd control, but I honestly kind of think even more reload rate makes sense to me. But I'm... Like, admittedly, I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants, right? Like, I don't fully know the optimal strategy for every character and every gun and every build, but I'm glad I don't know the optimal strategy, because for me, it's the discovery of that makes these games so enjoyable. Like, of course, you could just boot it up every time and go, like, you know, oh, shotgun, or like SMG lightning build always works. Just take that. I'd rather mix it up a little bit if possible. I mean, I still like the reload rate. I still think Magic Scythe could do something for... If we're going reload rate, let's go reload rate. Because we tried Magic Scythe last time. Probably is not fair to say it was Magic Scythe's fault that everything fell apart, but it by itself didn't save us, so I'm going to choose to blame all of my problems on it. How does that sound? Does that sound acceptable to you? What do you got for me? double how fast Abby fires. That seems incredible. Because now I'm like, okay, we fire all of our guns, like all of our bullets. We reload, and then we get an upgrade later that's like you get 10%, 50% extra damage for 1 second after a reload, and our reload speed is fast. So there's a part of me that's like, this is almost, it's a huge fire rate increase, and then also getting pretty close to being plus 50% damage raw. That's how I'm choosing to look at it. Now here, I'm like, you know what? Let me get vitality. Let's start building ourselves to be a little bit more defensive, because honestly, I feel like our offense at the moment is actually like pretty acceptable. And you do want to take some HP, because you'll get tomes after you kill the second boss, many of which are like, hey, lose 1 HP, but get like, you know, insane clip size or something like that. But for right now, we don't need to worry about that too much, although the next boss should be showing up maybe literally in 10 seconds or something. Seems about right, at 15 minutes. Maybe I could get one more level first. I think Scythe would be fine. I do think that kill clip for even faster reloads, though, makes the most sense. I basically want to just be right-clicking 24/7. I know it resets when we reload, but we're still like... I mean, just look at the board. Look at the board now compared to where the board was at last time, at this stage of the game. And you'll see why I'm a little bit more confident. Go ahead, rush me down. See if I care. Dude, these bats are coming out. They're doing good damage. We got the dagger coming out. It's doing good damage. Every time we kill an enemy, we reload faster. Every time we reload, we eat all our bullets in half a second. We got a theme to this run right now. So what happens next? I mean, I would love to get some crowd control. Usually for me, that's like freeze into shatter, into frostbite, or whatever it's called. You know, get it. Freeze enemies so they can't move, and then when they die, they explode and cause enemies to freeze, and so on and so forth. This is going very well right now. So I don't want to lower my damage basically at all. Sure, frost. Sure, lightning. But for now, let me get a magical scythe. No, you know what? Okay. I'm thinking. Fire rate's better, ammo's better. 1 extra ammo doesn't really matter. Bullet damage is like... You know what? I don't like this tree. I like this because it allows us to get a second dagger out there at some point. I'm thinking... I could not in confidence say, like, we're gonna win. But I could say in confidence that I feel, like, much better off than I do on average by now. And my average run is a loss. So make of that what you will. My shield has popped because the boss is still alive. I started completely ignoring the boss, which is, that's on me. Wouldn't mind the boss just being dead. Okay, that's a little... Remember when I said I was way confident compared to the usual for me? I'd like to go back on that slightly. I'd like to recant that statement! This is why you take HP. Let's go! Please. Please, I need to get to the tome. Please? I got to the tome. Extra move speed, lower max HP. Fire rate is better, spread is better, triple the base ammo. But I don't want to triple my ammo. Summon damage is better, summon attack speed is better, but reload rate is much worse. I know this is bad, but I think it's okay. Now I have 1 HP. My reload speed is bad, but it's going to get better the more enemies I kill. I need something. We need Splinter to kill more enemies faster. So the more enemies I kill with every clip, the better off this is going to go for me. So if I could just keep it moving, I'd be very happy. Love to get some experience here. Love inside jokes. Hope to be a part of one someday. We are reloading. I would consider it fast enough to be acceptable. We're splintering enemies and not feeling too bad. We should get our shield back at some point. We're farming experience. I do feel like we kind of need this. Like, I don't mind lower spread. Then there's bullet speed and damage. There's the assassin ability, which seems good with, like, our splintering. Extra piercing seems good. So for now, let's take aim. Sure, movement speed also seems, like, really useful. And the movement speed tree is really fun when you get it popping. So we almost died. And that one mistake kills us right now, which is a horrible place to be. However... what's the however? I don't know. I don't know the however. For me, the however, I guess, is that if I... We'll try one more time. I'm not sold on this gun being any good at all, really? Let's quit the menu. And you know what? Maybe we should just take a gun that requires us to aim a little bit, and we'll try to make it work. Like, who have we not played as? Well, you know what? We've never won a run with Scarlet. On every third shot, throw out a wave of fire that burns enemies. We've never won a run with Spark. Your bullets have a 50% chance to call down lightning for 5 damage, which seems not great. But on impact... You know what? Okay, what about Spark Shotgun? Bosses have more HP. So I'm thinking Spark Shotgun, you start with the shield still, but then on impact is what sold me, okay? Because if our lightning doesn't do much damage, at least what we could do, because 5 is normally, I think the lightning does like 22 damage. At least what we could do is we could take a gun where every shot could impact like multiple enemies. And for now, I definitely think having some vitality makes a lot of sense, so that we don't find ourselves, hopefully in the same situation we were in last time. But you know, could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. 2 HP is just that's a very low starting number. It's so crazy too that like that first video I recorded, I like basically didn't get hit, and now you know times are tough. So we could inflict burn. Burn and lightning have some cool synergies. I do not like Anger Point at all. You get stronger for a little bit when you get hit. Magic Dagger. Look. It's one of my favorite, like, recurring sentiments. We know that this item is not good. It's never worked for us. But at the same time, what if this time is different? Every time I take it, I say the same thing. And honestly, I was talking about this with chat. The more I take it, the more I'm convinced it's bad, which has this bizarre, like, snapback effect, where because it seems so bad, and we're gonna double down on it here, because it seems so bad, I keep thinking it must be amazing. Now, how does that make any sense at all? Well, like, if it's this bad right now, and when it's, like, first hatched, then when it pops off, it must win the run for you by itself. Otherwise, how could it be this bad? Maybe it's not it, it's me, but I refuse to acknowledge that. So I think you have to be careful with this build, because the first thing that I think of intuitively... I'm talking as if I'm an expert, by the way, and obviously that's not the case. I'm gonna go for, like, we could go for super lightning. Every second shot, call down more lightning. Yeah, we should go, because then there's all lightning damage is increased by 12. That seems to scale nicely with this. But I think what my brain is saying is, well, we should minimize, well, not minimize bullet damage, but we should maximize number of shots, which normally comes with a trade-off of minimizing bullet damage. But lightning, in my limited experience, tends to fall off. So I think it might be better for us to, we don't necessarily have to pump bullet damage, but at least be very careful when you trade it off, because you can't get it back as easily. But maybe we're just going full lightning. I don't know. For now, we're like, I mean, easily killing every horde that comes to us, and that was not the case last time. No game this year, at least, has ever created the kind of overconfidence in me, by the way, that this one has. I mean, I do want Frost Mage. Are we, maybe, given what we have available to us right here, sure, you know what? I'm just going, maybe we're going full Elemental. Freeze everything. I love the Frost tech tree, But what I was gonna say, so I don't. The only reason I don't take frost sometimes is to just not take frost every single time and have every single run look the same. But it does seem to be very, very good. This game creates an overconfidence in me that is embarrassing. If you ever hear me say I'm about to win, close the tab, because I'm probably dead. Okay, we've taken all the early dragon upgrades. So the thing is, now there's an upgrade that's your bullets get 10% of your dragon's damage. We have our dragon getting more damage every 60 seconds, including, you know, in utero right now. So we're scaling semi-perpetually right now, which seems great. When lightning strikes an enemy, it could refill some of your ammo. I don't even really like this. In theory, it means we have to reload a little less. I guess technically it appears to just be manifesting as being able to shoot more per clip. I think it can screw us up a little with higher capacity clips or magazines. I don't know what you call them. I quite frankly don't care. But if we only have 2 shots on the clip, you just hold it down until it's ready to go, I think. Nice try. This seems to be much better. And I don't think it's the character so much as the gun. I think it's just the shotgun is like, it feels really strong. Oh my god, did you see the extra fire rate we got there? We do have a talent that's like every 50 times you like apply an elemental effect to an enemy, you get plus 50% fire rate for 5 seconds or something. So I'm gonna go Dragon Bond so that we get the damage bonus from the dragon as soon as possible. And now the dragon has hatched. So, like, my naive hope is that it'll start helping out immediately, but that's probably not the case. Hey, check this out. Lightning also inflicts burn. That probably means we want to take fire tech tree because we can get, the end of the fire tech tree is plus 35% damage on burn. I told you I've been playing a lot of this. Does it not sound like I have? So let me go further down the ice tree because ice is like the ultimate CC. They stay frozen. Dude, I would totally go down to 1 shot in the clip for this too. Because if we can get like fan fire or something like that, every time you reload, you shoot 10 shots around you. I mean, this seems very good right now. I think we got something going. Now, I shouldn't have even said it because it's invited that evil into our lives, but I certainly feel like biggest priority right now, that King Lightning upgrade, you know, plus 75% to the lightning, or AoE on the lightning. Frostbite, like anything in the ice tree is also very valuable. I know that it seems like I should take summon damage because I have a summon. I have this dragon. But if the dragon wants me to invest any more in it than I already have, and I've invested like, you know, 4 levels in it basically, he can show me what he's doing. That's the way. Like, you've been coddled the whole time so far. Now is your time to show me something. We want shatter. Enemies that are shattered then explode and damage other enemies. Next thing I think we want, and this is looking very similar to a lot of my wins now, which is both good and bad, I suppose, for different reasons. Next thing I want to see is Splinter. So when an enemy explodes, it shoots out maybe some bullets that inherit my... Whoa! Run. Some bullets that inherit my elemental effects, which include freeze, and you get an endless chain reaction of frost. Another Game of Thrones reference for you. But we got some time. First, Electro Mastery. Very good. We got high AoE lightning. That also... in particular, plus 12 damage flat is actually lovely. Because it scales the 5 damage that we have from our, like, just innate character ability very, very nicely. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You can't do anything. Then we get a big clump of enemies, we shatter one, and then they... With Splinter, they would all die, but... We gotta play it close to our chest for now. This is a ripoff, I can't even get my tome. I would like my tome, please. So what do we want from our tome? I'll be honest, I got no idea. I got no clue. I would like Assassinate. Minus spread, I think, is actually kind of bad for us. But to get to Assassin is very good. And there's some piercing there. Fire rate is good. I think Divine Blessing is good to get your shield up, but I think we really want to see Assassin. I mean, we go for that classic, like... that classic freeze combo. Enemies lose HP when they get frozen. They explode. They hit other enemies. If they're under 20% HP, they'll explode. Okay, bullet damage way down, but increase burn damage, lightning damage, and freeze duration by a lot. Summon damage way up, but a worse reload. Max HP -1. Fire rate comes down. Look, Elemental seems great, but also Tome of Power seems amazing. We pay a small price in DPS, which is probably more than made up for with our actual damage scaling. We pay a little HP. This one, we lose so much damage. I would much rather... I'll pay the HP and go for broke. Now, hopefully we can get more max HP soon, but I really do think this is going to take us there. I thought about the elements, because it does seem like an elemental type run for sure, but I also feel like, you know, what I said earlier, it wasn't just for show. You take a basket of stuff from column A, you take a basket of stuff from column B. Like when you're cooking a dinner, you don't go, oh, like I just bought steak. You know what else I should take? More things in the meat tier. Especially not with this inflation. Okay, bullet speed and damage increase. Very valuable. The speed is basically range. It's the damage, of course, that I'm most interested in. Let me out. Let me out, by the way. There's the shatter. That's what I'm looking for. And we've hit a fundamental change in the game where I am now running into the crowd instead of away from the crowd. I still, as much as I want Pyromage, because it does have some serious advantages, I still want more piercing. I think it's just going to fade the waves that much easier. And really, like, before we get burn, I would love to get HP, but that's the beauty of a roguelite, is you don't always get to choose, you know? Holy cow, I'm just holding the button down. Every time you hear, like, wah, wah, I think that's me getting the ammo back from a lightning strike, which is like a 1 in 5 chance, but obviously, you know, we're shooting a lot of lightning. Reload rate is a lot faster. I'd rather have reload rate be faster, I think, than fire rate. What is this again? Bullet damage and move speed increase for every 10 seconds. This bonus gets reset when you get hit. Still seems good. I mean, more lightning also seems good. Even though it's a little boring, having a lightning bug seems good. Because it's just more chance for ammo to regen, which is not faster reload speed, but less frequent reloads required, which is, you know, it fulfills a similar function. I mean, like, look at this. We're still trying to get to Assassin at the end of that one side of the tech tree. We're gonna make it, man. And the bonus is, if we make it, and I know we got a long way to go now that I look at it. Maybe I was a little overconfident. I feel like once you make it out of, like, the early game, level 22 to 25 is where you really figure out if you're going to have a chance to win. Okay, Assassin. This is what we wanted to see. Then we need to start taking the HP upgrades. Which includes that angry one. Whereas, like, if you get hit, you get a buff. Which is obviously something we don't care for. But it will allow us to get to HP regen, which is insanely important. Huge. Huge. So for now, you know, we can go back for some of that experience later. And he was never heard from again. If you can get a crowd, it's okay. Like, you just want it, you get a crowd, and then I gotta program my brain a little bit. You get a crowd, and you shoot the units that are iced up. Because the units that are iced up will then explode. HP? Man, plus 25% damage is just so good. It's so hard to not just take plus 25% damage here, especially given that it leads to Splinter. I think we got it, even though I need the HP. I know I'm gonna need the HP. Splinter just seems like such a gotta have right now to deal with these crowds. I actually think like our single target damage is kind of insane. Just a lot of enemies on the screen right now, causing me a little bit of grief. Now, is our dragon doing enough? Is our dragon pogging up? Oh my god, it's just empty fields of experience. I mean, we earned it, but still. Okay, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? More damage. Faster reload rate. I mean, magnetism makes a lot of sense to me right here. Even though we also want our shield to recharge in 1 minute instead of 2. I feel like magnetism, given that we had a problem getting the experience we're earning here, magnetism makes some sense to me. Let me out. And then there should be way more experience over here as a result of the fact that this is where we killed all those enemies earlier. Okay, good, good. We're getting there. What's this? Increase reload rate by 5% for every enemy killed. I mean, that seems like something that's amazing as well, but let's focus on getting down this health tree. We're gonna need some health regen. I mean, only being on 2 HP in general is kind of a little scary. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm not dead. My shield is returned to me. Thank you. Well, I'm very glad I went further down the health tree when I did. I would still love to have Splinter. Hello, Tomo. Just because I think it's going to make our crowd control situation a lot better. These enemies have a lot more HP. There's Splinter. But I do think that we do enough damage that actually having less enemies on the screen and the enemies have more HP is weirdly not the end of the world for us. And normally when these guys show up, that's where, pardon me, that's where the nightmare begins. Oh no. Tomo! My man's is throwing up. Did you get it together, buddy? I can't glance. This is unglanceable. He did not throw up, he just coughed a little bit. Let's go! Saved, saved. Okay. That, Tomo, this run's dedicated to you, man. You did it. Do we really want to go HP plus 2? For me, it's hard not to, man. And you know what? We need to in order to get the HP regen anyway. So yeah, of course we do. We're just gonna... You have to acknowledge we're gonna be insanely slow. But maybe that means later we just prioritize the move speed tree. So this is where normally... Saved. I've been saying... Like, I'm so much slower. Oh my god. This is where normally, like, level 24, that's where I start to think, like, times get rough, okay? Here, I don't feel that yet. I mean, it's not necessarily easy. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. No! After everything we've been through! Holy cow. Remember when I said this was in the Kiss of Death? Remember when I said level 24 is like the hardest part of the game? Thank you! That's where we need to go because we got those shatters. We need to find our way back up there. Locomote me. There you go. You gotta be careful with your shots. You gotta reload. Saved. Okay, regenerate HP every 90 seconds. Start the clock. My dragon. My streamer. Saved. There's no more max HP. We regenerated. Maybe we regenerated one when we picked it up. Now we could turn the corner. Get that XP we've earned. Don't try to stutter step me. I'm the one who steps. Look at the fields of XP. Okay, oh no. Let my guard down for a second. Anytime we see like frozen enemies, anytime we have the slightest bit of space, we have to shoot for the shatter combo. But the problem is, we also... Oh, the shield's back. Don't lose it immediately. We also need to, like, as soon as possible, get some more damage. That requires us to get experience, which is not... You know what we need? We actually need move speed. I'm glad I came to terms with that. Now, we're not going to get move speed. For now, I hate to say it because this does not help us very much, but I think pickup range at least lets us get to the next level faster. Okay, saved. Saved. I'm saved. I'm so stressed out, man. This game... Stress simulator! I lived! I must have regened. Clear a path. Please, we haven't turned the corner yet. No! I really thought we had a chance there. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya!